Triskelion Tuesday Talks. I am Summer Knight, and I'd like to warmly welcome each and every one of you. Thank you for choosing to spend your Tuesday evening with us because we know you could be doing like taking a nap, which I didn't get to take today. So, joining me tonight is my beautiful co-host, my sis Senga. Thank you for being here with me, Senga.
Thank
Good
you so much.
evening.
Yes. And hey, tonight we're definitely going to cover some things that I'm expecting to hear amazing response. I like it when people engage and share their thoughts with us. It makes us more intelligent as we grow with them. Not only have the answers, but receive answers.
I concur. Yeah. So definitely, before we get started, we just want to cover a quick housekeeping item. Tonight's session is being recorded, and by remaining in this meeting with us and participating, whether by speaking, using your camera, or engaging in the chat, you acknowledge and consent to being recorded. If you prefer, of course, not to be on camera or speak, totally okay. Voyeurism is allowed. I'm one. You're welcome to keep your camera off or participate through the chat. We also like to ask everyone respect each other's privacy by not recording, taking screenshots, or sharing any part of tonight's discussion without permission. So let's get started, y'all. Tonight, we're discussing a topic that I believe will challenge a lot of us, whether you're brand new to the lifestyle or you have years of experience. So, the title of tonight's Triskelion Tuesday Talk is The Person Isn't the Prize, the Partnership Is. Somewhere along the way, many people began chasing titles. Everyone's looking to find a dominant, find a submissive, getting collared, being chosen, being owned. But here's the question: what if we've been pursuing the wrong goal? What if the healthiest dynamic what if the healthiest dynamics aren't built because one person is the prize? They're built because two people intentionally create a partnership worth protecting, which I value. As always, this is an educational discussion. We're not here to tell anyone there's only one right way to practice BDSM. Every dynamic is unique. Our goal is to share perspectives, encourage respectful conversation, and hopefully you'll leave us tonight with something to reflect on after the discussion. So let's talk about it, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get started with a little icebreaker. I want to warm everyone up with the question. I'd love for you to answer in the chat, or if you're comfortable, definitely come off mute. See, I want to see some beautiful faces. If y'all want, bonnets are allowed on this chat, on this Zoom, I should say. When you first entered the lifestyle, what did you believe was the ultimate goal? Was it finding a dominant, finding a submissive, getting collared, earning a title, or building a healthy relationship? And I guess I'll kick it off first before I go to my sis and we go to the chat. I was I came from the swinger side, so I was definitely just a voyeur. I love to watch and be watched. So when I was approached by my now dominant, the goal wasn't to be collared because I honestly really didn't know how deep that was being new to BDSM. So it was more about us having a healthy relationship first. I actually at one point told him like, we skip this part. I can be with you. We don't got to do this part. So it was more of the relationship aspect, not of getting the prize, which for a lot of submissives nowadays seems like the collar is the prize. But for me, a healthy long-term relationship is the prize. I could take this collar off today, and as long as my relationship is healthy with my dominant, we still rocking and rolling.
Mhm.
This is a symbol, and it's a big symbol, and I have value in it now that I've learned how much it means as value. But I can totally do without it, and I would still be with my dominant. So that's my answer. Let's hear from you, sis.
I would have to say, you got to remember, I come from poly parents. So I received my first collar at 13. So it definitely wasn't about the collar. The
Mhm.
collar was given to me as a purpose collar. So
Mhm.
I knew that my goal is living in my purpose. I was more so for the healthy relationship, to grow with and learn more from and
Mhm.
continue what I knew best that was healthy. I seen it growing up. So, like you, I totally agree with the relationship.
It's important, definitely. That's the foundation. A healthy relationship, we can do anything. If we healthy, the world is ours. We can start from there.
I
Um,
100% agree.
Thank you. So, of course, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the audience. I have my beautiful friend Stephanie holding down the chat for our queen tonight, who is busy and can't make it. Well, she might be on here, so I shouldn't say she can't make it. But Stephanie, can you go ahead and go to the chat and see if we have any responses?
I
There
can.
are
Can
no
y'all
wrong
hear?
answers because we all start from somewhere. So y'all don't be shy. I don't call
Yes,
on
yes,
people on this chat, but my sir, I might have my sir do it. So
yes.
And y'all,
Oh,
hey,
dear.
don't be shy. I'm here, but I'm just working. I'm listening. So Stephanie,
hey,
you got it. Y'all don't be shy.
Thanks,
Go
sis.
ahead and answer some questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Can y'all hear me? Hear me
Yes,
good?
we can hear you.
Yes,
Yeah, we can
beautiful.
hear you,
We can
friend.
hear you.
Okay. So in the chat we have a lot of, good evenings. But let's start with his kitten. Um, she answered building a healthy relationship and friendship. I said I thought it was all about scenes when I first started out.
Hmm.
Latricia said when I first did it, it was the things, impact, ropes, wax, etc. I didn't have any understanding of dynamics and or dynamics at first introduction of what it is that we do. Um, Winton said I thought it was about gaining and performing your title. Maisha Lee, she said building a relationship. Coco, she said thought being collared was the goal because I didn't know how deep it was. Chance said I thought I had to be owned in order to have value as a submissive. Thank goodness for growth. Yeah, I feel you on that.
Mhm.
Tafoya, building a healthy relationship slash one-on-one close dynamics with a dom.
Hmm.
Morgan Carey, she said I thought it was about being a perfect submissive and having good sex. And that is
Okay.
all in the chat for now.
That's good
Thank.
in the chat.
Oh my gosh, those were some good. What you think about those questions? The answers.
Hey, it's a variety. It's their truth. I mean, we're all came into it under the assumption of something and how we were supposed to respond to it. So all those answers covered it, and there's thousands more that probably would add to that gumbo pot because that's a recipe for truth right there.
That really is. And then BDSM is so sexualized nowadays. You know, everyone gets in it. They've watched 50 Shades of Grey, so they want, okay, I gotta get me, I gotta get me a Christian Grey, and he gonna tie me up, and he gonna marry me and fly me around and be my sugar daddy dominant. And yeah, so
That is only 5% of reality. That movie was definitely 95% fantasy.
exactly, very extreme. So we're going to go ahead and keep it moving. So tonight's topic is really about mindset. Psychologist Albert Bandura introduced social learning theory, which tells us we learn by observing the people around us, which is true.
Mhm.
Many of us entered this lifestyle without formal education. We watched, we listened, we copied what we saw. If everyone around us is focused on getting chosen, it's easy to believe that that's the goal, which we see often. We do cover that a lot in S-type chat. But that's not the goal because healthy dynamics aren't built by obtaining a title. They're built through communication, trust, accountability, compatibility, and mutual purpose.
All strong truths.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll go ahead and hop into discussion. So if we say all that combined with the answers in the chat, what are you really chasing? I like everyone to think about this question. When someone says, I just want to find a dominant, which we hear often, what are they really searching for? Are they searching for leadership, love, validation, security, or simply someone to choose them? What you think about that, Senga?
I want to say a little bit of both because they don't, if they're a newbie, they don't know what to expect. They only know what they were told or what they read about.
Yeah.
They have no idea that they're taking participation in something that's designed between them and their dom, not something that's in a textbook, in a movie, or someone else's truth. It's your truth. It's your dynamic. It's your dom that gives the structure. The goal is that partnership with the dom that's that one thing, once again, that relationship of communication and consent and trust. That's how you build that. That's how you get your true answer on your compatibility with the person you choose.
Yeah, that's definitely true. You see a lot of with newbies just wanting to be chosen, not really sure what the lifestyle is all about. They just, you see you see the whips and the ropes and everybody want to be a rope bunny. And I get it. All that is exciting, but it's so many different layers to like having a dominant and being a submissive and being in a dynamic or not being in a dynamic because not everyone has to be in a dynamic. You can truly be 100% successful submissive and you out there solo submissive. So I
It's
think that's
true.
what. I think that's a lot. Do we have anyone that wants to chime in from the chats? We love to hear from you all. We try to keep this Triskelion Tuesday Talks interactive. So we definitely don't want to just be doing all the talking for an hour. I know I don't. So Stephanie, do we have anything?
Yes, there are some comments in the chat. The last one for the previous question or icebreaker, Coco said that discipline was mine. And then for for this question, Sam says my goal was to find education, find out if it was for me and the proper way to accept my role, etc. Tafoya commented to him or Sam, I don't want to misgender because I don't know. Yes, education is a big factor for me too. Chance said, if I can get my thing to go down. Okay. Chance said some want leadership and love, but being new, they just want to be chosen and sometimes don't care who. Yeah. Coco says some are looking for someone to heal them. And for me, I think like I said, I thought it was all about scenes in the beginning, but then once I started, especially when came across this group, I started learning a lot more. And I was like, okay, this it's a little bit more, deeper than
Yeah.
just what I've been seeing. So let me take some time to actually educate myself before jumping in and trying to, touch the red button. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I like to push the button. So yeah.
So,
We're
ladies, may I
live.
speak?
Yeah.
That particular one that keeps popping out to me is being chosen. So, my family, the gift, you are the gift.
Yeah.
You choose you. You choose you first. Okay? I need you to understand the importance of being chosen by a dom. I get that part. But see, you miss the most important part. You choose you. You make yourself the gift. Your willingness, your obedience, the the idea of receiving instruction to make you better. Baby, you are already chosen because you chose you first. And what you present to the Dom, that's the gift. Yeah.
Yeah. The act of submission, the gift of submission. That's
Yes.
the real gift, definitely. Yeah, we do cover that a lot, and we all know, like in our in vanilla life, everyone wants to be chosen. So, it doesn't erase with this love style, I call it love style, doesn't take that away. But I think for me, that question was I was new, so I was more into education. I had a little bit of frenzy just because my sir got a lot of cool tools. So I just was like, bring that. I want to see what and this. But it was a lot more education on, the history and, and every dominant, it's cookie cutter because they design their own house. So there's not really a right or wrong answer per se, even though that could be greatly debated on how things should run. But yeah, it's just about realizing that our submission is the gift. So definitely. But you can get caught up in being chosen. I definitely understand that. We covered that a lot in the chat. So we're gonna go ahead and go to another question. What originally attracted you to the lifestyle? And Senga, with me, I was approached and then I was attracted. So that's my answer. What about you, Senga? And we know your
I have to
history, so
say,
I just want you to tell the people that don't know. I already know.
like I shared with the family, I come from poly parents, so I already knew um, what that lifestyle entailed. My father, like I said, early years of free love and hippies before poly was even a title, even before BDSM came out of the mouths of people of color. We were doing the doggone thing. And even though it didn't have that title, we were still um, spanking and tying and bondage. You know, that was role play on a vanilla side, but we knew it was more than a vanilla side. It was more of a impact play where we took it to a whole nother level and not even knowing it. And as we grow and started to do education on the Caucasian side of the house, we said, oh, we're doing this already. We just didn't know what they called it.
Yeah.
So me personally, I've always seen it. And honestly, I thought it was part of the relationship. So I was taught differently versus first sexual experiences growing up. I already thought that that was part of it. Like, where's the paddle? Like, excuse me? Yeah. So like, you don't have a paddle? Let me help you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's get a wooden spoon because things of that
I love it.
caliber, that's spontaneous. That's that role play in the vanilla life. But so you introduce it, and most people don't even know they intertwine. I'm gonna say this: it's like a candy cane. It's real sweet, but it's twisted.
Ooh, wee. I love it. Now you got me thinking about wooden spoons and spatulas. That's that masochist in me.
I do understand.
Thank you, sis. Stephanie and Queen, if you're on here still, if you want to chime in at any time, sis, we'd love to hear from you. I know you're busy doing hair,
Yes.
but
Oh, y'all know I can multitask. I got
oh,
it.
okay, sure. You want to
So
add anything?
tell me what was the question?
What originally attracted you to the lifestyle?
So I'm gonna say I didn't know anything about it till my husband was like, "We gonna do it." Right? I didn't know. I was a newbie. He was like, I kept seeing these videos and I want to try this. I want us to, get into it. I trust him. So,
Mhm.
I was like, well, let's go for it. He wanted to try something new in our marriage. And I
Yeah.
trusted him. So it really started for me. What attracted me was he wanted to do it. He
Mm.
wanted to lead it. He wanted us to do it together and he wanted us to evolve together. So that's what really attracted me. And then when he started throwing books at me, I was like, oh, I'm in frenzy because it's exciting to me. I want to do it all. I want to give it to me. Give it to me. I get book frenzy. I get educational frenzy. When I learn new
Yes.
things, I get excited and I want to do all of those things that I read in those books. So I would say because he wanted to do it with me,
Mm.
that's what excited me about it.
That's that partnership.
That
Yeah.
definitely is partnership.
That's
Yeah.
that partnership
Yeah.
right
He
there.
wanted to add,
Perfect
he didn't
example.
want to go off and be a dominant by himself. He wanted our marriage to kind of sink into it. I mean, I'm not saying that, we don't have issues or troubles or between dynamics and marriage, but because he wanted to bring it into our marriage, collectively it excited me about doing it because I trusted him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That
Queen,
makes
may I
sense.
say this?
Yeah, please.
You are a perfect example of a lot of my clients that are looking for that to grow into their marriage.
Oh,
So I thank you for sharing that because when they do view this, when they put it on YouTube, they you are a good spokesman for that. So
thank
thank you. Thank
you.
you.
I think sometimes when
Thank
people look at me, they think that it's easy, and I'm like, oh, baby, no, this is trial and error. We're gonna learn together, we're gonna get through together, and we're gonna figure it out. Sometimes we gotta pause.
Mm,
Sometimes we gotta make a pause in the marriage and the dynamic, pause everything, and
yes.
then just ease it back in. So thank you, Senga, for saying that. I appreciate
Yes.
it.
Yes.
thank you, sis, for sharing.
You're welcome.
doing that hair back there.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, girl,
Sarah.
get it done.
Yeah. Look at her laugh. Hey, girl. Hey, Stephanie, friend, you got anything?
Yes. We have uh I know her as Yaya, but Yaya has her hand up, or
Hey, boo.
Janice. But we do have some questions. Do you want me to do the question first in the chat and just kind of
Yeah,
read through?
whichever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So the first question we have is from Ja Phoenix, and it's how do you notice the difference between a guy who is really wanting only sex versus actual DS relationship?
Ooh, I'll go
That comes
first.
with, yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, what is the conversation about? If it's lean sexually, then you kind of got your answer. Someone that's trying to get to know you to build something substantial, it will include questions about yourself, where your long-term goals, your education background, things about you as a person. A lot of people get vetting or getting to know someone twisted that it's like far off from your vanilla life. It's not. The same way that you would
Mhm.
get to know a person your vanilla life, or someone that may approach you that may be interested. It's the same in this love style. They should be asking you questions about your personal self, because everyone knows that sex and kink will be there. Now, however you get into the kink part, it'll come because that's the love style. But first and foremost, that person should be approaching to get to know you as a person without asking for pictures or asking how big your breasts are, or how big your butt is, send me a pic, which your favorite position. Those are all red flags. And yeah, abort, abort. You want to go, Senga?
No, sis, you covered it all. That is truly a red flag.
Okay. Z says, although I'm a newbie, I'd say freedom. I like being able to just let go with my partner.
Yeah.
Chance said, let's see. I met someone, dated vanilla 6 months, then he introduced me to BDSM and taught me what DS was. From there, I was hooked. That was almost 6 years ago. Anywho, Rose, she said, I began becoming interested after recognizing what I was drawn to from the books I read, same, as well as movies for me. Tafoya, she says, oh my God, same. I was also interested, but I knew I wasn't poly, and I didn't know it could exist in a one-on-one closed dynamic until I saw it in books a few years ago. And then
Mhm.
let's see, we have Shenard. I wanted more than just being a swinger, so I started seeking for more. To the end, it was the most exciting thing I had ever felt. So I was willing to do whatever I had to continue to feel that way. Shenard said, I do have a question for Singa. Would both be the chosen one when seeking a partner, or if you can explain a little more?
Could you say that once more, please?
Yes. Okay. Would both be the chosen one when seeking a partner? Would both be, yeah. Or if you could explain that a little bit more. I'm guessing he's asked, or that person is asking, I think when you were mentioning about like submission being the gift, um, and they can correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't it be both people coming into the dynamic? Would they both be like the chosen one, the gift, or
Yeah,
and they can chime in if that
yeah,
makes it.
yeah. I'm sorry, Stephanie. Yeah, if you can hear me. Yeah, that was my question. I'm sorry, I was actually sitting down eating. But yes, Singer,
Okay.
that's my question though for you. If you can expound a little more on that when you're choosing, when your partner. I understand what you're saying. The female is actually she is the chosen one. You're with the same or the male as well.
So, so you're
Can you
breaking
hear me?
up. Yes, I can hear you, but you're
I
a
know
little
I'm probably in a
breaking
bad
up.
area.
Oh, brother, that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. So let me make sure I'm hearing the question correctly. You asking on both sides? Is that what you're asking for the submissive and also for the dom? So yes, it is. But like I said, the submissive is the gift. I need submissive male and female to understand when you come into this lifestyle, when you submit yourself to the Dom, you are the gift that's being submitted to the Dom. The Dom is the one to unwrap the gift, to give instructions to help you grow together. He gives an instruction, you study the instruction, and you make it a part of you as the gift starts to grow. As the gift grows, gives more back to the Dom. So that's that partnership. So yes, it is. It is a both union. But like I need more of my subs, male and female, to understand. Don't be insecure. Do yourself evaluation and approve of yourself first before you allow yourself to be gifted to the Dom. That's the most important, because that part makes it easier for the Dom to give instruction and also to learn the character of the person that he is about to take into his care. Does that make sense to you? Did I lose it?
I know he's
Sir
still.
Knight.
So yeah, I want to add on to this a little bit. I want to talk about this conversation we're having about the gift and all that. First of all, let me say that leadership is a gift. Some could argue, but we'll talk about that another time. That's a whole nother topic. But I want to say that there's value, there's added value in submission that's informed, submission that's aware of itself. It's more valuable than uninformed submission. And this is how I'm going to relate it. So I don't talk about this often, but because we're kind of on a topic that relates to it a little bit, I'm going to briefly go through this. My own personal love style. A lot of people get the warm and fuzzies and all of that, and that's great. That happens for a lot of people, most people. However, for myself, it's more of an informed thing. I'm a data-driven person. I'm a logical person, so I need information in order for me to allow myself to say, okay, well, I can do the act of actively loving this person. That said, I believe that there's added value in that because it's informed. It's not based off of how I'm feeling in the moment. It's not based off of an emotional outpouring of, because what happens when you don't feel that anymore, or when you're, in your feelings and you quite, it's broken a little bit, then do we forget how to love? But that's a whole nother conversation. The point that I'm trying to make is that it's informed. So I believe, in my opinion, that informed form of love is actually more valuable than the emotional style that's overly kind of, you just make me feel great about myself, because, that's a lot of pressure to put on someone for them to always make you feel great. Anyway, I say all that to say, know that informed submission, it's more valuable to a dominant that is willing to accept it. So if you want to get, as you grow in this, you want to get better and better, like focus on learning yourself and being more informed about all the things that make you tick, the same things that Senga was talking about. I just wanted to hit on that real quick. Apologize for taking all y'all time up rambling and stuff.
You good.
You're always welcome, sir.
Yes.
It's always good to hear from you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'll keep it's a few more, and then we have two questions. Yeah, Janice had her hand up first, and then Coco. But then we have Morgan. She said, at first I was attracted by what I heard and saw. Once I started doing my own research, it was the freedom and structure. Yeah, and Tafoya said yes to the freedom and structure. I agree. I love freedom. I love structure. Timothy Ann said that may have been the wrong reason. Good question is what Coco said. Tafoya, I love the term love style. Coco said I was introduced into the swinger lifestyle, then BDSM on my own. Felt it was more fulfilling than swinging and encompassed more of the aesthetic and personality. Latricia said I was introduced at too young of an age, and in a way that wasn't healthy. Thankfully, when I was I was able to get myself away from the situation. I was able to do some self-reflection and realize the joy and peace from what it is that we do that I got outside of anyone else being involved. And so I've continued to learn and find community. And when the partnership matches a fully mutual beneficial dynamic for all who end up being involved. So it's not just a person so much, but all around a partnership with self and each other. And I think that's it. Oh, wait. It's a question in the chat, but Janice did have her hand up, or Yaya. She had her hand up first, and then Coco, and then I'll go back to the chat.
All right.
I don't know.
Hey,
Janice?
Yaya.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I actually wasn't going to say anything because I'm driving. But I did think about the question on how you were introduced and submission being the gift. And I realized that I didn't know what BDSM was. I came from the swinger side. I too have a family history of poly, so I understood poly and swinging. Didn't know what BDSM was, believe it or not, had never really heard of it. But I attended what they call lifestyle events. And in attending those events, my very first Dom had been noticing me. And that self-submission, even though I didn't know what it was formally, he noticed that my service, my humility, all the things that as a sub we put out. And he approached me and actually advised me in a nice way that I was submissive, and he began to educate me. So it was just something that even though I didn't even know what self-submission was, it apparently was something that I was practicing and that had been witnessed, and that was my introduction to the education. And I've always viewed my submission as a gift, and as a part of who didn't know what it was. That was just what I wanted to say.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Hey, Coco had her hand up second. And you want to go, Coco?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. So I also wanted to speak on can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see him.
Okay. So I also wanted to speak on the topic of being a gift as far as submission is concerned. So one of the things that I had learned is that, and actually I think this was in our chat, Summer. I think it was one of the questions of the day about dominating yourself. And how you can develop that within yourself, because it then starts to solidify what it is that you want to have with the Dom that you are accepting to give your submission to. And I've really started to do that, and it makes me feel so much more solid in my square or in my frame as to what I am in my submission. I realize that for myself, I am a service sub, so I know what I would be gifting to them, but I also service myself. And so it will be like in forms of, I have this thing where every 2 weeks I purchase flowers for myself. And they're beautiful flowers. And then I have this whole process of how I handle the flowers that I used to have, and, speaking appreciation to it, and the incense that I purchased for myself, or the clothes and the lotions and the oil baths, and just loving on myself in full. I know now that whoever that I allow or give my gift of submission to will know that that will be part of what I am, and what will be part of my submission. So I just wanted to bring that up, and just, for anybody who's wondering about the chat, it's a wonderful thing.
So, Coco, may I speak?
Yes.
So you should own a purpose collar, because that's exactly what that means.
Okay.
I'm
Yes.
gonna say the same thing, but carry on.
Yeah.
That is a purpose collar. So you described it perfectly. That's what a purpose collar means.
Mm-hmm.
That is something you give to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it feels, for anybody who hasn't done it yet, I encourage you to do so. It is
Yes.
so it's freeing because you have a lot of questions
Mm,
when you enter the community.
mm,
And because we are lucky to come to, this group, we have people who are well educated and experienced to help give that information, but it also helps with learning about you.
yes.
It really does. It's a beautiful
Yes.
thing.
You were amazing. Thank you for sharing. That
Oh,
was
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Coco.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really good. Do you have anyone else for remove on?
Yeah, we have one question in the chat, and then Sam has his hand up too.
Sure.
Jaffe.
How do I put my hand up? I have a question.
Okay. Do you want to?
You want to go ahead?
Yeah.
I never considered my submission as a gift. Is that wrong?
If you said you don't consider it as a gift,
I never did. It never occurred to me that my submission was a gift.
it's not
Hmm.
wrong if that's your opinion. And you
I
never
mean, I
really
don't
thought of
know.
that. It's just a different perspective. Like it's
Yes.
not. I mean, I mean, it is a gift, but you're not wrong if you never like it just never crossed your mind. So I wouldn't say it's wrong. You just had a different perspective.
So my question for the young lady, what did she feel? How would she describe herself? I'm curious to know.
I felt like the fact that he chose me to be his sub, I thought his choice in me that was it. That the gift was him, that he chose, that he, thought I was decent enough to choose me.
Hmm.
Yeah, different perspective. Yeah, I can see
It is a
that. Yeah,
different
so it's not.
perspective.
That
Yeah,
kind
That
of
is
no,
touches
definitely a
on
no.
what
different
I was talking
perspective.
about earlier. It's there's gifts that go both ways,
Mhm.
because good leadership, good sound leadership, it should be considered a gift because in this day and age it's not easily found. Um it's all in perception. It's all how you view, your own submission. If you view it as, your dominant is the gift, there's nothing wrong with that. If you choose to look at it as if, you're the gift, there's definitely nothing wrong with that either. If you choose to look at it, it's all about whatever works for you. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Now I'll add on to that. I, I I'm hoping that we're getting the answering this the right way. And it's not more so of a you don't value your own submission enough. Um,
Hmm.
that's not my wish for you. So if we're getting it wrong, please let me know, or if we're saying not answering it the right way.
I mean, I don't know. Um, I've only had one dom. I never was looking for one. So the way it happened for me is a little bizarre, but um, I didn't know anything else. So, and then when I started doing my own research and reading and stuff, I learned a lot, but I guess I just never thought of it that way. I was always just so thankful that he thought I was worth it. And that was the best I could hope for, I guess.
So the first thing I want to say is, are you in the Velvet Circle chat?
I thought I'm sorry.
The Velvet Circle chat, the S type chat we have.
Oh yeah, yes. I was added to that last week, I believe, or a
Okay,
week
good.
before, something like that. It's recent.
Okay, good. That's a great place to like get information. What you're speaking about, we could do a whole nother Zoom on. We actually have plans for it in the future. However, I would like to get with you offline and get you together, possibly with Senga or Summer, to just kind of chop it up about this idea a little bit, and maybe even we'll open it up to others that want to take part in the same conversation, because it is an important topic and it touches on something that's, kind of personal. So I don't want to delve too deep into it in this space. But I definitely hear you and I hear where it's coming from, and we want to help you out with that.
Thank you, Sir
Thank you.
Knight.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. All righty. We got any other questions?
Yeah. Ja Phoenix shed the newbie question. Do you wait the same amount of time to have sex as a vanilla relationship, or is it expected to be sooner because the LS is sex positive?
That is all about your moral compass. You can be you can be talking to a dom for 6 months and have sex the first night you meet in person. I don't think there's a rhyme. I don't think there's a timeline. That's all about your comfortability, um, negotiations you all discuss. What do you say, Senga?
I agree with you, and that's that compatibility. You have to make sure that there is a conversation to join that type of union. It's not a ticking top time. It's a well communicated and understand what you are about to engage in.
Yeah.
So don't think of it as a certain timeline. You think about how much you invest in a conversation with that Dom to build that partnership. Yeah. So like it could be a first time. It could be several months down the line. That's based on your connection with that Dom. We can't give you a timeline because there isn't one. That's based on you and your communication. That's something you would have to be comfortable with. Now, I will say this, and Sir Knight, correct me if I'm wrong. If that's the first thing out of this Dom's mouth, you need to be very cautious on how it's being received, because that's a fine line between a red flag and also a fine line of being genuine. So you need to do a lot of vetting. That's why I say communication is primary. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did, for the most part. It isn't a timeline that I'm really asking about. It is it okay or is it expected that you don't wait as long, even if you want to? No, not
No,
if you don't want, but like, is it expected you don't wait as long because this isn't vanilla and everyone kind of knows already what they're there for, or
no,
part
it
of what
isn't.
they're there for?
Yeah, no, it's not. No, so it's not less
No.
expected or more expected because it's BDSM versus vanilla. It's whatever is negotiated. So you don't have to do anything. You
Right.
don't. Some people just have kink play. You may meet someone that just wants to give you a scene. That's kink play. That's a scene. You don't have to have sex in a scene. If you choose to include sex in a scene, it's all about negotiation and conversation and what you're
That's
comfortable
correct.
with. So no one can expect you, especially like you have to be very careful. And I think I just added you in our S type chat today. You have to be very careful being a newbie, because there are predators in this love style that will take advantage of someone that doesn't know. So no, you talking to someone does not equate, okay, because they're in the BDSM, I have to have sex with them as soon as I see them, or yeah, no, that's what you're comfortable. That's where your moral
Mhm.
compass kicks in. And if it's something that you don't feel you want to do right away, this love style doesn't put pressure on you either way. That's a personal choice. You can have sex
Exactly.
day one or you can have sex day 120. It's all about you. You're not expected to do anything. You have control over your body.
That is correct.
Just like in the vanilla world, never let anyone in this love style get you twisted to say, oh, because I'm a dom and we're talking, you no, especially if it's not your dominant and you haven't went through a vetting process. No, that's predatory. Please, please, please get in the chat, start participating, asking questions in the Velvet Circle that I added you to today. We definitely cover all of that because you being brand new, yeah, that in that question, yeah, definitely no. That's a huge red flag. And my DM is always open, so feel free to shoot me questions and definitely put any of your thoughts or questions in the chat. We have a wonderful group of ladies. We don't have any male submissives at this point anymore, but definitely you will get a lot of candid responses so we can guide you and make sure that you are not preyed upon. So yeah, take your time. Do we have anything else in the chat?
Yes, there are a few comments but Sam did have his hand up and then Latricia has hers up. So
Okay.
Sam.
Hello.
Good evening, y'all. How y'all doing?
Good evening.
I came over to BDSM from the swingers world, but from my marriage and my poly, the ladies in my life had been pushing me to take that aggressive role with them, and I wouldn't do it because by nature I'm not an abusive man. So I came over to BDSM first of all because the regular lifestyle got boring.
Mhm.
BDSM is constantly evolving. The information is here. People are more willing to give you information and want to help to find out what this is that I'm missing out on, what it is that they see in me that I didn't see in myself. So I came over here to get the information, and once I did, I was like, oh, I've been missing out. I've been doing this all wrong. I'm not giving them what they're asking for. If I don't, they're gonna go find somebody else that will. I stay because it's constantly evolving. There's always something new for me to tap into. There's always different information. There's always different people. There's always a different kink or a different fetish or something. Even like this right here, there's nothing like this anywhere else. I enjoy it. It's a wonderful thing. But that's where I see the value of what it is that we do. As much as it is community, it is also individual, all according to your perception, as long as it's within what you agree to, and as far as my opinion, for me, to answer the young lady who was saying that she didn't feel it was a gift, I've always viewed it submission as a gift because, like I said, a few weeks ago, in my opinion, when you give yourself to me, that's a wonderful thing. That's a gift. I ask and you give. You have a choice to give it or to take it away. I always feel that way. There's no me without you. I can't do this by myself. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We always enjoy hearing your perspective, sir.
Thank you very much for sharing.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We got anyone else in the chat?
Yes, it was Latricia had her hand up. I don't know if anybody else has their hand up. Let me
We'll go
let
to
me go through.
Latricia. Yeah, we'll go to Latricia and then we'll come back to some more questions.
Okay.
Hey, Latricia.
Good evening. So I was on the question where the young lady was asked about sex being involved. One of the things I think it's important to point out, especially if you're new, is that not every dynamic is going to involve sexual intimacy. And if you're newer, it might be better to, instead of worrying about the sexual intimacy part of it, first just figure out what your role is within the lifestyle. Find out what some of your likes are. Research those likes before you even worry about how do I incorporate the actual act of sex into it. Learn more about what it is and how it incorporates, how different things may be beneficial or not, so that it's not just a we're working towards sex, because there's so much more to this than just sex.
Yeah. Thank you, Latricia. That was well said. That's very true.
Thank
Yeah,
you
it's
so much,
definitely,
sis, for that.
yeah, definitely discovering self first. And then, all that'll come. Trust me, it will come. It'll be a plethora of kink to partake in. But we do want to keep it moving because we'll be closing out shortly. So I wanted to kind of go over this. So when people become the prize, I think a lot with social media has changed the conversation, because now we celebrate titles instead of course, what we discussed earlier, healthy relationships. So sometimes people become so focused on obtaining someone that they stop asking whether they're actually compatible.
Mm.
So, another question. Can someone be an incredible dominant or dami and still not be your dominant dami? Can someone be an amazing submissive and still not fit your dynamic? Have titles become more important than compatibility? What do you think, Senga?
I totally agree. I mean, just because you have excellent qualities doesn't mean you're compatible for the person for that particular quality. Um, Me personally, for me, it's character and compatibility. You have to know what my character crave, wants, and need for me to allow you to engage with me. Um, Most people have the tendency to want what they see and not what they know. You need to allow yourself to know what you're asking for. You need to allow yourself to educate. And I'm not talking textbook, I'm talking have a conversation, watch the body language, watch the eye contact, watch the consistency. These are the things that help you with that partnership of finding that if that perfect Dom is matching what you want to gift yourself to. Because same with this perfect submission, that Dom may not want that type of character. Could be a passive, could be an aggressive, even though they're perfect as a sub, but not for what that Dom dynamic requires. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. So now, since we're winding down, we're going to jump into the green flag, red flag. So I've started incorporating this because I just think it's fun because we always talk about these blaring red flags and it's like chat, the velvet circle. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go really quick. So Stephanie, like we did last week when Queen did it, I'm just going to ask the question and we're just going to do whatever you see pop up, green flag, red flag in the chat. So tell me if this is a green flag or red flag. I just want anyone to choose me. Is that a red flag, green flag?
That's red.
Red.
I'd rather wait for
Red.
compatibility. Red, okay. I'd rather wait for compatibility. Red flag, green flag.
I want to say green.
Green.
That's green.
Green,
Yeah, I
okay.
understand that green in the chat too.
I ignored red flags because they were well known.
Red.
Red.
we
Yeah, I think everybody's saying that too in the chat.
All right. We communicate before making commitments. Red flag, green flag.
Green.
That's
That's
green.
green.
That's real green.
Green.
Yeah.
Titles matter more than trust. Red flag, green flag.
Oh, that's
Red.
That's a red flag, a big red flag.
girl. Can't you tell we know our colors?
We grow together. Red flag, green flag.
Green flag.
I'd rather have peace than prestige. Red flag, green flag.
Green all day.
Green. And that's what everybody's saying in the chat too.
Everybody said it in the chat. All
Yeah.
right. All righty. So thank you for that. So if tonight's discussion resonated with you, we encourage you to continue your education at our academy. Plug, sir. Triskelions Academy. There's always
Yes.
opportunity to grow, strengthen your knowledge, and become a better partner and community member. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're touching every week. We want to highlight my sir put his blood, sweat, and tears. This is his baby into Triskelion's Academy. Senga, me and Senga, I've taken the original courses. I've been brushing up, taking additional courses. Senga has, so we always want to spotlight because we want you all to check out the Academy. Is amazing. We definitely want you all to check it out. So Senga, we want to go ahead and start with you. If you want to go ahead and cover the course you went through.
So the course I took is, matter of fact, is touching on what we're talking about right now. It's understanding the spectrum, identifying your type of submission in BDSM. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
The individual who is curious about the dynamic of what BDSM is and what type of submissive that you would be in that lifestyle. There's a variety of types. There's a true submissive, there's the little, there's the princess, there's the submission brat, there's the service. Now, this one is interesting, the farm animal. The farm animal could be a cow or a pig. Masochism, pain sent, or sadism, pain received. This is a cute one. This is called a smart ass masochism, aka um, initial Sam, SAM.
I might be one of them.
I thought that was kind of cute. Um, this one is also a good one. Break me or tame me sub. Of course, the traditional, you have the slave, they have the pet, you have the rope bunnies, and then you have a real interesting one called the warrior princess. So there is a variety of subs that you can discover yourself amongst. Just be this person. Be the best you as a sub. Be you. Live your
Yeah,
truth.
definitely.
And Sir Knight, I have to tell you, sir, the academy is amazing. It's not only well educated for our newbies, but for us veterans, it's an update of what I grew up knowing. So I thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. I take all y'all input very seriously. I go in and I make adjustments all the time. So yeah, I really appreciate all your input. And it's funny, I saw Queen said she's a Sam. Honestly, I already knew that. Because I just pay attention to little things. I'm like, yeah, she's definitely a smart ass masochist. Yeah.
I might be one too. I got to research and see.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, sis. And I also took I wanted to highlight another excellent course through the Academy called Preparing for Pleasure, what we all like to prepare for. It's essential warm-up techniques for impact play. One of the biggest misconceptions about impact play is that the scene begins with the first strike, but in reality, the preparation begins with negotiation. So this course teaches proper warm-up techniques, how to prepare the body, build anticipation, strengthen trust, and create a safer, more enjoyable experience for everyone involved. It emphasizes the importance of communication, consent, reading your partner's responses, and understanding that impact play is about connection, just not technique. So whether you're new to impact play or looking to improve your skills, this course provides value and knowledge that will help you create safer, healthier, and more intentional scenes. And definitely, we want you to go ahead and check both of these courses that me and Senga covered at www.triskelionsacademy.com. Stephanie will go ahead and put the links in the chat. So definitely take a look. And before you go, I also am a baker, and I do have my kink line, Good Girls After Dark. And I would love for you all to start ordering so I can do some more baking. Check out my Facebook at Good Girls After Dark. That link will also be provided in the chat. And I do ship. So thank you for that. And then we're going to go ahead and close out. Thank you so much. We're a little bit over. So thank you all for rocking out with us a little bit over this hour. And Senga, do you want to go ahead and start with your closing, your final thoughts?
So my final thoughts is, it is not about the prize. It is about growing together to be a winner. You can't lose when you do it together. You can't lose when you communicate and consent and discuss boundaries. You can't lose when you do it together. Take the instruction, learn from the instruction, and continue to be the best you and present yourself in confidence, loyalty, and obedience. So thank you.
Excellent words. And I just want to close out and say thank you again to each and every one of you for spending your Tuesday evening with us. Whether tonight affirms something you've always believed or challenged you to some things from a different perspective, I hope you leave with one important reminder. The person is not the prize. The partnership is. Titles do not build healthy dynamic. Trust does. Communication does. Accountability does. Intentionality does. Healthy power exchange isn't about finding someone to complete you. It's about two people or more. Well, you start off with two people, I should say. Two people choosing to build something worth protecting together. Continue investing in yourselves, of course. It always begins with yourself. A healthy submissive, you have to learn yourself before you can serve someone else. Continue learning, continue asking questions, and most importantly, continue building relationships rooted in respect, honesty, trust, and purpose.
Yes.
And we're going to go ahead, and I know y'all came from my sir's dad jokes, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it.
Can we thank Stephanie because she was
Oh
awesome?
my God, yes. I'm sorry, Queen. I want to thank my sis Queen doing hair. And Stephanie, thank you so much, friend, for taking up holding down the show. Yes, thank you so much. Now,
Yeah,
Queen or
you already
Stephanie?
know I got you, friend.
Thank you, friend.
Anytime Queen needs me to step in, I'll help. I don't mind.
Thank you so much.
And I
So
just want to
Queen,
say I appreciate y'all too, because look, like without this group, literally, no, like I would know where to begin. So I appreciate y'all.
Love you to life.
yeah. Yes, love Stephanie. She is when I say Stephanie got my back on my sass, Senga got my back on my sass, Queen got my back on my sass.
She's a superhero without a cape.
Oh my God, I'll just ask and she'd be like, I got it. I'm on it. I love you so much, Stephanie. Thank you so much for holding me down every day like you do. And Queen, if you here, do you have any final words?
Hey y'all. My final words are educate yourself. You want to be the prize? Educate yourself. On any side of the slash, whatever side of the slash you on, if you want to be the prize, please educate yourself, because if you know more about you, then you know what to expect when somebody wants to come choose you, because you've already chosen yourself first.
Yes.
Thank you. And now we're going to go ahead. Thank you so much for that. We're going to go ahead and turn it over to my sir for his infamous dad jokes. I know y'all really come to see. Y'all don't come to see us.
Come on, Sir Knight.
All right. There you go, Daddy.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I know y'all tune in for my jokes, so y'all could go in tomorrow and tell the joke and act like it was your joke, but it's all good. I ain't mad. I wanted to tell y'all about the things that I love doing. One of the things I love doing is I love going to the zoo. I went to this one zoo. It only had one animal. It was a Shih Tzu. Shih Tzu. Because it had one animal. It was a Shih Tzu. That one was a reach. That one was a little bit of a reach. Morgan got it. Duchess got it. See? It wasn't a complete bomb.
No, good one. Very good one. Very good one.
Thank you. See? It was good. Wynn said it was good already. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, let me just say I appreciate y'all spending time with us this evening. Y'all get off work, and rather than just go flop down on the couch, y'all come and y'all spend time with us. You listen to these things that we're talking about. I love to hear from y'all. I love when we're told that what we're doing is actually making a difference. It makes us want to do more. It re-energizes us for the following week and the following week and the following. So we're just going to keep on doing this thing. We see that it's really truly helping people, and that was the goal from the beginning. We just wanted to make a difference, because when we were coming up, we didn't have nothing like this. We had to learn the hard way. We had to make the mistakes. We had to do all the wrong things first before we learned how to do things the right way. So we're trying to do this in a different way, because we're advancing. This is the future. We've got technology in our hand, and I say let's use it in the best possible way for the community. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to keep doing these Zooms. We're going to keep coming up with other ideas and doing other gatherings. I did a post today in the group asking what everybody wanted to see more of, and everybody says they want more meetups. So we're going to start putting those together and start coming to different towns and neighborhoods and just getting together with individuals there. So if you got some ideas, hit us up. I'm always open to suggestion and constructive criticism on how we can do this a better way. Let's talk
Thank
about
you so much.
Forte Arizona. It's Latin for stronger together. I truly believe this concept because as you've seen time and time again, whenever we band together, we form a wall. We are strong together. We're not with the fight. We don't want to fight. We don't want to argue. We don't want to try to compete and this person's better than that. And we're not doing all the clicking up and all of that. We just showing love across the board. Trying to usher in a different age for BDSM. And y'all are all a part of it. So I appreciate you tuning in and helping us do this thing. This is all because of y'all. We can't do it without you. So thanks for coming and checking us out. I hope to see y'all again Thursday. We're going to be doing the Truth Booth again with Sheba and Serenity. Y'all definitely want to tune in for that. That's always a lot of fun. You definitely want to tune in for that. Next week, we're going to be starting doing the Ask a Dom. Let me give y'all a little Easter egg. I got my first guest already. Y'all want to know who it is? Solomon Abrams. Yes, Solomon Abrams, the rope man himself. He's going to be the first one that we do. So y'all definitely want to tune in for that next week. We're doing the thing here. Thank y'all for helping us out. Thanks for coming through and supporting. We really appreciate it. Y'all have a good day, evening. Forte Arizona.
Hi, everyone. Good night.